Welcome in, Bills Mafia. Welcome back to another edition of the Go Bills podcast here on YouTube. I am joined by my brother from another mother, Stock from Kill Sale Bills, brother. How are you doing today?
Hey, doing fine, Brett. What's going on, baby? Go Bills.
Go Bills, man. We got some great news today from the Buffalo Bills and Damar Hamlin in the situation that has been an uneventful week for Buffalo Bills fans.
Right.
And we got to see some amazing news where he has been transferred from one hospital in Cincinnati to Buffalo finally. He's going to be at Buffalo. He's back home, back at Buffalo General Medical Center, which is great news. So excited for that. And I know it's a step in the right direction. And he's now out of intensive care, which is great. He's now in more stable condition, which is perfect, exactly what Buffalo wants to see. And now you bringing him home, bringing him back to Buffalo where he belongs, and we can get Buffalo's energy back in Damar Hamlin. And soon we will hopefully see him walking out of that hospital, and I'm so excited for that.
Oh yeah, do it for three, baby. It's going to be I think it's going to be a great time for his teammates to see him in back home, and I think it's going to be awesome for him. So I think what Trey White said, he got a hug waiting for him. Quite sure he's not the only one.
Oh yeah, I think there's 53 other players and a bunch of players that are excited to see him. And guys, I am excited. It's finally playoff football time. It is exciting. I'm so glad for this time of the year. My favorite time of the year besides Christmas and spending time with my family. But this is number two, in my opinion. Favorite time of the year where we can talk about playoff football. But we have one last regular season game that we can talk about, and it is the New England Patriots and Buffalo Bills game that happened yesterday. And I'm looking forward to talking about this. So excited for that. And Scott, I'm going to let you take the floor. Start on this.
Give me your thoughts. I'm a little hungover, so I was with the Mafia yesterday. So but it was a beautiful game. I mean, it was so energetic. Hines. Goosebumps when I seen Hines run that back for for the TD for the kickoff return. It was so electric. I mean, it was pandemonium. I may have a little lost voice here, but it was something we was waiting for right after we got the great news about Hamlin awakening. We knew it was going to be emotional for him. It was a home game. The crowd was in it. You had the legend of the game. Shady was out there hyping the crowd up. It was a beautiful time, man. It was so great.
I completely agree with you, brother. It was great to see, and I'm so glad that it was in front of our home crowd rather than on the road. Great to see, Shady hyping up the crowd. You got to see an opening kickoff return for a touchdown for the first time in 3 years and 3 months.
3 years?
So that number 3, damn well that number 3 was important in this game. If you look overall, 3s were all around the stadium, all the way
3 is
around.
the magic number, baby.
3 is the magic number. You got 3 for the visiting team, 23-35 Buffalo winning the game. So that number 3 was important. And gosh,
our record goes now with 13-3.
13-3. 13-3. You also have one other thing that's important: 330 overall yards from the Buffalo Bills. 3 interceptions from the Buffalo Bills in this game. 3 touchdowns from Josh Allen. That is the number. And the other thing is, I'm going to say this, and this is the most important thing that I'm going to talk about today. Third down efficiency, the most important number 3. Third down efficiency by the Buffalo Bills, 7 of 12 on third down efficiency. And that's where the game was won. Go ahead, man. Smoke to that.
One of those touchdowns came from smoke. What about Brown? Jay Brown out there.
Exactly, brother. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It was great to see. I'm going to show some love on Instagram and Facebook, or actually Instagram and YouTube real quick. I want to shout out Red, White, and Bills on YouTube. He said, time to go win it all. Damar is home. I'm so glad to see him home. But I want to start off with the most important category that I want to say, and this is where I want to talk about third down efficiency from the Buffalo Bills. We did an excellent job of making sure that we were stopping the opponents on third down. The New England Patriots went 4 of 13 on third down. Buffalo Bills 7 of 12. And gosh, third down, it seemed like whether it was 3rd and 10 or 3rd and 2, Buffalo was getting the ball done. And they were looking for their playmakers all the way around. It wasn't just one guy. It was a whole entire team that came together in this game and got the W. And I got to say, it wasn't just Stephon Diggs. It wasn't just Gabe Davis, but you also had guys that I know there's one guy that you want to talk about in Khalil Shakur. Yes. And everybody stepped up. So let me have you run the floor real quick. Talk about Khalil Shakur and how important that play was.
I know a lot of Bills fans, and I'm not the only one here. We see a lot of potential in Shakir. I mean, he did only have one reception, but we wanted to get him the ball more. He could possibly be that other option for Josh. It was beautiful. I mean, he only had like 28 yards for that reception, but it was a clutch reception. It was a really good play. And I mean, he kind of remind me a little bit. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but with his yards after the catch, he's great running, kind of like Reed was. Like he catches the ball, he can run, he can get those yards after the catch. This is what we need. It's playoff season. You know what I mean? These defenses we're going to go against are not going to allow us to get it all the time to Diggs. You know, Gabe Davis hasn't been really as reliable as we would like. But we did get some explosive plays out of this one. I think it's been weeks since we've seen it at all. You know, how about that 49 yards? That bomb that Josh threw. Oh, jeez. Amazing. It was awesome. But yeah, keeping on Shakir, I think that was great that he got that catch in there. He wasn't the only one, but at least maybe, you know, Dorsey can kind of figure out a way to get him in there. You know what I'm saying? Figure a way to get some more plays to, you know, let him shine a little bit.
I completely agree with you, man. It was great to see that, you know, it didn't matter whose hand was in the basket at what time. Everybody was stepping up, and it wasn't just, you know, Stephon Diggs, but it was the deep ball that was happening. And that's something that my man that I'm wearing his jersey, Josh Allen, stepped up, got the deep ball down there, got plays to not only Stephon Diggs, but also John Brown. And it seemed like no matter where Josh Allen was throwing the ball, more than likely one of the receivers was coming down with it. And it seemed like an Oprah offense. And I'm going to use that word. It seemed like you get the ball, you get the ball, you get the ball, you get the ball.
And speaking of that, Brett, did you see the time that Josh had? In the pocket, he had a lot of time, and, you know, to kind of go through his reads. You know, so good job on the O-line for giving him that, allowing him that time, you know, to be able to dish that ball out. It was a good showing. It was a really good time.
Yeah, that's a really good point, Stott, that you said there. The amount of time that Josh had to throw, and it's been all season long, this offensive line has done a phenomenal job of keeping Josh on his feet. And I know that there's some people may say that this player or that player is not the best, but overall, I mean, I believe we're in the top 10 in sacks given up this season. As far as we haven't given up the most sacks, it's top 10 in not giving up the most sacks, which is an incredible number. And this is a group that has been injured. There's been Mitch Morse being out and Deion Dawkins being out. So many guys that have been out. Spencer Brown as well. It's been a battle all the way around this season. But, hey, commends to this offensive line and the Aaron Cromer offensive line that he's done a lot of work this year. And I know next year it's going to be even better. And I can tell that we're going to be drafting some interior offensive linemen and getting back to playing some smash mouth football for the Buffalo Bills. So I'm looking forward to that. Any other players?
I agree with everything you said, man. I think if we keep on this path, I mean, we got to remember we're looking at a team that was not they didn't have a full week of practice. You know, they maybe did a walkthrough on Wednesday. You know, they weren't able to. You know, it was already a Monday game to a Sunday game, so it was already kind of a short week. And what happened? We didn't get the great news until later in that week, but kudos to them for pulling it out. I mean, the Patriots they did not sit down. They did play. They showed effort. They really did. So it was a great showing by our team.
Yeah, I completely agree with you there. And commends to the New England Patriots for all that they've been throughout the season. It's been a uphill battle from them every single week, and I got to commend Bill Belichick and his staff for what they've done, because this is a team that many would say if it wasn't for Bill Belichick and the coaching staff, they probably would have been like a 5-12 team. But Bill Belichick has come together. You play the Patriot way, and they stuck together and they battled it out until the last game of the season. And that's something that you normally see from a Bill Belichick team. And they are a playoff team almost every single year. So I knew it was going to be a tough battle, and I'm glad Buffalo came out on top. And we're now going to face Miami in the playoffs. We knocked out one AFC East team to play another one. So we got one more week. And we
don't know about Tua. I don't know how Tua, Tua's going to be in or out or whatever. But I think we'll probably see even better showing from them just because they have a longer time to actually get together. And we got Hamlin home. I mean, it's going to be beautiful. It's going to be beautiful.
Exactly. I want to give another YouTube shout out to Red, White, and Bills. And he says that Josh makes the offensive line look a lot better than they are, I think. They were better than last year, though, and I do agree with you there that they were better than last year. But I really think that this offensive line has stepped up.
I think they're stepping up.
I really do. I really think they're stepping up and they're doing good things. And I got to give commends to them not only in the passing game but also in the run game where they're opening up holes for James Cook as well. And I know it wasn't the best game from Devin Singletary and James Cook, but the average is really good there from both guys, and 5 yards per carry from James Cook, as well as from
was it 4.1 for Singletary?
4.1. Yep, 4.1 from Singletary. So good numbers overall from both guys. And I know that this is going to be something that is hard to keep up, but you're going to need to have these guys in the playoffs, and you're going to have to step up majorly in the playoffs with one of these running backs. So I'm looking forward to seeing
I like having both of them there. I would like to see Cook did get more carries. And I'd like to see him kind of getting into once he come into his own, he could be a star, man. I think he's going to be a star running back for us. But Singletary has some great plays. Even though he didn't get a lot of carries, let's say maybe 4 or 5.
Yeah. I do agree. I do agree with you there. We've got to see one of these guys open up the floor for the Bills. And then when they do open up the floor, you can utilize that play action with Josh's arm, and then you can roll him out to his right, which is where he's comfortable with. And then he'll make a play to one of these receivers as well. Right. Nickel City Mafia is jumping to the gun on talking about something that's very important, and he wants to talk about your thoughts on the Bills secondary. How do you see them doing against the Bengals, Chiefs, and Chargers?
So our secondary's banged up, man.
Yeah, I want to save it for just a minute because I want to talk about the offense, and then we will jump back to this question from Nickel City Mafia.
Cool.
So I want to finish up with the offense, and then Red, White, and Bills also said, I agree they are turning it up when it matters. So he does agree. Right. Stott, any other players on the offense that you want to talk about real quick?
Yeah, you mind if I smoke?
Go for it, man.
J. Brown, baby. Was that not a beautiful touchdown by Smoke? Coming clutch. That was such a clutch, great touchdown throw. Great throw from Josh. We knew that Brown has history with the Bills, so he definitely knows the offense and things like that. But it's great to see that connection again, something we haven't seen in a while, and especially to put points on the board. I love that. I also love Shakir. Shakir he had a lot of receptions. I think he had that one, but that was a clutch reception he had in there, getting us that first down, getting us closer to the end zone, the red zone. We got to get him. We got to get him involved more. I think. Of course, I always like Knox. He got a good touchdown. I didn't see Beasley too much in there.
Beasley wasn't out there. He's actually.
Is he out
this week? So this week, and this is how the practice squad works. You can only call up a guy 3 times on the practice squad until you have to call him up to the active roster for the rest of the season. However, everything shifts back to normal in the playoffs, where you can call up the practice squad players each week, and it doesn't count for another week. So as long as you're still moving along, you can call up next week. You can call up John Brown and Cole Beasley at the same time. Nice. However, you will have to move some guys off of the roster and the inactives, so you could have some different guys out as well. But injuries happen, and you can have as many guys out there as you want. So looking forward to that next week.
Yeah. I bring Beasley up is because it's playoffs. He has the actual He has the experience in the playoffs, and he knows how to get open. So I think he'll be pretty good. McKenzie did drop a couple of balls out there, which I thought that was kind of concerning for me anyway. We need him to really catch those. He did have some catches or whatever, but it was a couple of drops. I think McKenzie and Davis were the ones that kind of looked a little iffy on the catches.
Yeah, I completely agree with you there, because this is the number one team in terms of drop passes overall this season. They're in the 30 range. I believe they're around like 33, 35 in that range. So that's a number that needs to decrease next year. Right. And bringing in guys like John Brown as well as Cole Beasley, who have experience with Josh Allen, it's huge, because they're going to catch the ball. Almost anything that's thrown to Josh Allen in this game, or thrown from Josh Allen to guys like Stephon Diggs, they're going to catch the ball. But it seems like Gabe Davis, every now and then, it's almost every single game, where there's a ball that's thrown his way and he doesn't catch the ball. He can catch those hard passes, but he can't catch those easy ones. So
what do you think that is? Like, why do you think that is? Like,
I'm not sure. I mean, I really don't know if it's just something that he needs to just work on, but he's a great receiver. I really like him. Looking forward to him. Yeah. But it's concerning, just like Nickel City Mafia said, 10 catches or 10 targets overall, 3 catches, and that's very concerning, because he could have went over 100 yards in this game. And he's a UCF product, really like him, but those drop rates is just too much, and it's usually on the deep ball too. So
right. And I mean that's what kind of got him in the national spotlight, that playoff game where he made so many great catches, in the playoffs last season. And we need him to step up. We really do. Kind of get back in the swing of things, and hold on to that ball. We know Josh can get it to him anywhere in the field. We need to we need him to catch it. We need him to deliver.
Yeah, I really do think it's more of he's looking to get ahead of. He's looking to turn his head and go downfield, and he's worried about what the secondary is doing, and he's just getting his eyes off the ball a little bit more. So, I mean, I really do think that this is a step in the right direction for for Gabe Davis this season, but to take it to that next elite level, like we thought we were going to see from him earlier, when he, especially against Kansas City, when he had 4 touchdowns, we thought we were going to get the next number 2 receiver. And he has been a decent number 2 receiver, don't get me wrong, with 700 and plus yards this season. But to take it to that next level, which I think he's going to do next season, he just needs to be more consistent, and that will get him to 1,000 yards easily next season.
Yeah, I mean, but I agree. I also think we would like to see it in the playoffs coming up. I'm gonna say when. I'm not gonna say if. When we do win the Super Bowl, what other team has a story like the Bills and everything they've overcome this season just to win this, win it all? I mean, I don't think other teams have their hardships, but none as much as the Bills, man. Like none as much as our team.
Yeah, completely agree with you there. I mean, this is a team. As much as I don't want to say, bad things about this team, but there's so much adversity that they've gone through this season. From the owner to Sean McDermott battling, he has cancer, and then you have your owner in Kim Pegula, who has a medical issue, not really sure what it is. And then you lose Von Miller, you lose Micah Hyde. You also you lose Dane Jackson, who was in the hospital as well overnight, even though it was a neck injury. But you lose all these different players, and I believe this number is true. And I know a lot of people are probably think it's not, but overall this year, of the starting 12 or starting 11 on each side of the ball, only 2 have been playing every single game and haven't been injured at all. And that's Stephon Diggs, who has been injured but came back and played, and Devin Singletary, as well as James Cook not being hurt, but James
we
Cook
also had Morse came back recently as well.
Yeah.
He had a little injury as well. So it's a lot. It's a lot. But going back to the Patriots game, we had a couple of fallen Patriots too. They had some injuries as well. But how the coach says, next man up. Exactly. When one goes down, next man up. Let's we got a job to do here.
Exactly. But not only that with the Buffalo Bills, but also the city coming together after the horrible
Right.
incident that happened in the Tops supermarket up there. It's
Right.
incredible to see what has transformed from not only the Tops situation to, but also DeMar Hamlin, and how the city has come together. And not only the city, but the country has come together as a whole for the city of Buffalo. It's incredible to see. But
Oh yeah.
let's move on from the offense. Let's move to the defense. And I want to go
Oh
back to
yeah.
that question from Nickel City Mafia. And
It remind me
I
of
want to know, I want to pull it up here. I have it on here.
okay.
He said, what are your thoughts on the Bills secondary? How do you see them doing against the Bengals, Chiefs, or Chargers? And I'll take the floor real quick and I'll have you jump in. I do think that Buffalo has a really good matchup between the Bengals, the Chiefs, and the Chargers. Also, with getting Christian Benford back, it's incredible because now you have Dane Jackson, you have Tre'Davious White, who's starting to come back into his own, having
Right.
that interception in the game, starting to look more like the All-Pro Tre'Davious White that you normally see.
Right.
And you have Taron Johnson in the slot. You also have Kyer Elam and Christian Benford all the way around. So now you have 5 guys that I am pretty confident in, each one of them at certain times doing what they need to do on the football field. And we're finally healthy in the secondary as far as cornerbacks. Although the safety position, little bit iffy for me, I would say, but I want to see Micah.
Yeah.
I would want to see Micah back there. And I love Micah. I want to see him back there, even though all respect for DeMar, all respect for Dean Marlowe, but having that veteran leadership in a guy like Micah Hyde back there is important. But I really love what I've seen overall from
Well,
Bill's
what you've
secondary.
seen, just to add to your point, Micah has been in more of a coaching role, and big shout out to, all of the injured players that still are participating in that role. It's a different role for them. But Von Miller, you could see how some of, Rousseau was getting to that quarterback. You could kind of see that Von Miller had an influence on him. He was doing a little more, not much head on. He was getting more elusive there, getting to that ball carrier. I like that.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think the pass rush has been helping Buffalo so much in the past few weeks. And the amount of time that a quarterback has to throw and getting them uncomfortable and making mistakes on the football field, as well as Buffalo disguising coverage on the back end. And then you see what happens where you have interceptions. And it's not only the secondary, but it's also the linebackers as well. And we'll talk about it later, guys. I don't want to jump into it all the way around, but we have some players of the game that we're going to talk about. And I promise you that there's going to be some players of the game that we will talk about later on that are guys that you'll understand why this Bills defense is special. But overall, what were your thoughts from the Bills defense throughout the whole entire game?
I love seeing Tremaine, Edmonds tackling. They were tackling better out there. It wasn't a weak tackling game. That could be maybe from some of the emotion that they had and they brought out there, being home. The takeaways were awesome. Of course, Milano is a star in my book. He did great. Edmonds is the captain. I need, I really think they need him on the field, given some of, his direction out there. I will say I was a little concerned with Taron Johnson a little bit there, though, in the beginning. I know he's a good player. I know he plays great from the zone, but Taron Johnson, he kind of gets picked on a little bit there by some of our opponents, and so I would like to see him, stepping up a little bit as well.
Yeah, I agree with you there a little bit, but I got to say the run game kind of in the second quarter, you started to see the Patriots starting to have a little bit more success, but overall Buffalo did adjust, especially at halftime, and then they came out and they were a totally different team in the second half. But I was getting a little worried with that run game going for the Patriots, and I said,
well, that Harris guy, Harris has been a problem for us. Yeah. And I know you've mentioned it before, and I agree with you. He has been a little bit of a problem for us in the past. So I was kind of expecting him to have some plays, but I agree with you. They did adjust. They did the right adjustment, and, it showed. We came away with the win. And beat the spread, too. So you got to love that.
That's the biggest.
For those people that's betting people. I'm not really a betting guy. Hey, I'm just a fan. I just want to see us win.
Hey, it came down for me. I'll get a little bit off topic. I normally do. I'm kind of known for that, but get a little off topic. I came down to the last game of the week, and I was in first place overall. I had the Lions and Packers game. I took the Packers to win by more than 4.5, and I also needed the Packers to win by more than 48. Or I needed the combined score to be more than 48 points. And I screwed up, man. I screwed up so badly. I botched it, and I deserved the L. But my season came down to finishing back-to-back first-place finishes. Last week I went, I think it was like, I think I went 13-2 because they didn't have the Bills game.
Okay.
So it was 13-2. So I had first place overall.
Nice.
I was enjoying that, but man, I botched it. Ended up finishing I think I finished 7th. But if I would have had the Lions, I would have finished in first place. And if
I would have, I don't know. I knew the Lions was going to play them, but I was kind of with you. I thought that Aaron Rodgers was going to try to pull it out somehow. Because they were doing really well. The Packers had a nice little run going on there.
Yeah, I thought for sure that they would. I'm going to catch up on some comments on YouTube. Red, White, and Bills said TJ didn't have a great first half, but he definitely turned it up in the second half. Had a couple of good tackles for a loss.
Right.
Nickel City Mafia also said TJ is my guy. He does so much more than any cornerback does. Plays run support and doesn't get shy of making contact.
True.
And he also said he needs to learn how to type. And Mike, hey, don't worry about that, man. Listen, I know I love you, brother. I know your eyes are kind of starting to go away, man. But hey, it is what it is, brother. I know what you're saying there, man. I got your back. I won't make you look like a fool on this show, so don't worry about that.
I'm with him. I'm still a little hungover from yesterday myself, so.
Yeah, listen, man. It was battling a cold, so I think that cold kind of kicked him in the rear end. So we'll see how that goes, man. But overall, like I said, I really like what the Bills did as far as the defense as well. Really did a good job of adjusting in the second half and finding out what the Patriots were doing and making sure that they took away what the good things that the Patriots were doing, and they didn't really allow a lot in the second half. Overall, the penalties in the second half, it started to worry me a little bit, but overall 2 penalties in the game, which made me happy, especially in this game, which was good. Let's go over the stats overall for the whole entire game. Team stats for the Buffalo Bills in terms of total yards. They lost the battle between the Patriots and Bills. 341 to the Patriots, 327 to the Bills. Passing yards, they won by 3 yards, 234 to 237. Rushing yards, lost that battle, 107 to 90. And this is where Buffalo did have success, which was the yards per play, giving up 5.3 to 5.6, which Buffalo won that battle.
Nice.
Overall, first downs, which is surprising. I thought Buffalo did better in this category. First downs, Buffalo had 18. The Patriots had 20. But where it really came down to was the third down efficiency, which Buffalo was 7 of 12. And the Patriots were 4 of 13.
We're number 1 with the third down efficiency, right? We're still up there.
We're right up there.
And to be honest with you, to say something about the first downs, your boy Hines did run a couple back for touchdowns. So when you got a special team doing that, we don't need Josh out there.
Exactly. Yep. Total plays for the Buffalo Bills, 58 for the Bills and 64 for the Patriots, which we probably would have won that if we didn't take back 2 kicks to the house. So good number there. 3 punts overall in the game for the Bills, 4 for the Patriots, and 2 fumbles for loss for the Bills, which the turnover battle was one area where the Bills kind of had some problems, but 3 overall turnovers for the Bills, 3 for the Patriots. 2 of them were fumbles from the Bills. 1 was an interception, 3 interceptions from the Patriots. And the time of possession, which was really close, which Buffalo definitely would have won this battle if it wasn't for the Hines kick returns for a touchdown. 32 minutes.
I don't mind. Hines can do that again. I do not mind, though.
32 for the time of possession for the Patriots, 7 for the Bills, or 28 for the Bills. So, and I do agree with you there where you said the kickoff returns for touchdown. I'm totally okay with it. I loved it. It was great to see. And that was the first time in, I don't remember how many years, but I think it was since 2011 where there was 2 kick returns for a touchdown in the game. So really liked what I saw overall there from the defense as well as overall from the team. So I'll give one more shout out to the Red, White, and Bills. You said the defensive line is going to ball in the playoffs. They have been the best unit all season, and I do agree with him there.
I agree with that. Go Bills.
Let's move over to the players of the game. And I want to know, we'll do one on offense, one on defense, and we already know the special teams player of the game.
Oh, yeah.
Who is your offensive player of the game, Sa?
I'm gonna have to give it to you. Yeah, I'm gonna have to give it to your boy. I really liked. I got to give it to John Brown, man. I gotta give the smoke, man. I know he didn't do a lot, but it speaks volumes to have somebody come back and see him getting back into the swing of things with that touchdown. That was amazing. I mean, seeing how Josh kind of directed him out there. I just like seeing Josh connect with another player, and so I'm gonna give mine a smoke. Mind if I smoke? Who do you think? Who was your guy?
I got to give it to on offense. I mean, many players would say Josh Allen, but I'm going to give it to Stephon Diggs. I really liked what I saw from him in this game. Good to see him coming back after a few games where there's some hiccups between.
Taking the easy route. You're taking the easy way out there.
I'm taking the easy route. It could have been Josh Allen. It could have been Stephon Diggs, but I'm going to give it to Stephon Diggs because I really liked what I saw from him. 7 catches for 104 yards and the touchdown. Right. He has been smoking, and you can do it right now. He's been smoking the Patriots every single time that he plays them. I really liked what I saw from him on.
I mean, so I know you appreciated that 49-yarder that he threw. That was a beautiful pass. Beautiful pass.
The biggest thing is with Stephon Diggs, and this is something that I noticed, especially on that play, is his tracking ability on that.
Hold on, give me a
Josh Allen. It was incredible to see the amount of tracking ability that he really has. And you can see if you throw the ball to Stephon Diggs, he's going to find it. He has the eyes where he's going to find it. And that's something that Josh needs to do, especially in the playoffs, is put the ball up to him, because if I'm Buffalo, the most comfortable player in one-on-one battles, I'm trusting Stephon Diggs over any of these other receivers on the roster.
Right, exactly. I mean, when you look at it, teams are already looking for Diggs. They're already going to try to do that. But with his route running and his ability to get open, I mean, Josh also had a great pass to him. I think when he threw it to his back shoulder, and that was a dime. It was right on the money, and so I love seeing that. Yeah, so I give you that. Okay, that's a good choice.
Okay, yeah, I appreciate it, man. And who on the defense? Who do you got on the defense?
I got to go with the locks. I'm going to go with Edmonds, man. Jermaine Edmonds with that interception he got was awesome. His tackling was good. I like to see us be physical, and I think Edmonds really was physical this game. He really, I mean, even if he's pushing people out of bounds, it seemed like he was trying to push them into the bleachers. It was awesome. It was great.
Yeah, I agree with you there, but I'm going to take another guy on here. And I'm going to take Greg Russo. It's an easy route. I chose 2 easy routes, but two players for the Bills. First round pick that has been incredible. He's stepped up when he's needed to with Von Miller being out. Another sack from him today. 4 tackles, 1 as an assist. Really liked what I've seen from him over the last few weeks, and he's stepped up big for the Buffalo Bills.
Right.
And then I know, obviously, the special teams player of the game for the Buffalo Bills.
I think we both agree. That's Hines.
No. It's got to be Tyler Bass. It's got to be Tyler Bass.
Tyler Bass.
It's got to be Tyler Bass.
What are you talking about, Tyler Bass? Hines.
It's got to be Tyler Bass. It's got to be Tyler Bass. No, I'm just kidding with you, man.
Not even the nightmare. What are you talking about? He came back. That was we never seen that. We haven't seen that in decades. Like, you've been a Bills fan by as long as I have. Him running back to those touchdowns. The first one may have been like, okay, maybe it was you thought it was rigged a little bit. You thought maybe Belichick was like, all right, go ahead, give him the first one. That second one, yeah, I mean, come on, that got the crowd into it. It was beautiful. It was
no, it's obviously, guys. It's got to be Nyheim Hines. You know darn well it's going to be Nyheim Hines. I'm just playing with you guys. It was incredible to see that opening kick go for a touchdown. And Josh's reaction, where he put his hands over his head. He's going unbelievable. That's exactly what you want to see from the Bills. I thought for sure it was, if it wasn't the opening kickoff for a touchdown, I said Josh has to throw a 98-yard bomb on the first play of the game. Like, just like it was when Ryan Fitzpatrick
it was perfect. I think it was the perfect opening for us to see the Bills come back. After this last week, people were on the edge of their seats looking for whatever news. I know the Bills probably had some sleepless nights, but for them to come back and do that was the perfect way to start it off.
Completely agree with you. Let's move on to this is a different segment, and I know this show has Overreaction Monday, and this is where we're going to go into that Overreaction Monday, where it's been a rough week for the Bills, but now it's going to be a rough week. This is a new week where it's a rough week for the entire NFL. There's so much uncertainty between different teams and the teams that didn't make the playoffs, and what today is. It's Black Monday in the NFL, and you've already seen some coaches being fired. You saw Cliff Kingsbury fired today. You also saw Lovie Smith being fired as well. A couple of other coaching openings that have opened up between Nathaniel Hackett being fired from the Denver Broncos, as well as Matt Rule, which we already knew about. He was the first one that got canned this season.
Right.
And then you also have Frank Wright that was fired from the Indianapolis Colts. And so many openings that you have, 5 openings overall. And I know this isn't the most that we've seen overall in the NFL in years, but there's some good opportunities out there. And I want to know, Sta, what is the best head coaching position in the NFL right now? And who do you think is going to have success first?
Well,
I'll let you run the floor.
You have a lot of teams out there. You say you got the Colts, the Broncos got rid of Hackett. I don't know. I think I'll be honest with you. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with the idea they got rid of Hackett, man. Denver, you got Russ Wilson out there. He kind of showed a little bit of promise out there, and we've seen Russ be a better quarterback when he has a different type of coach. Pete Carroll was able to, allow him to do great things, but it seems like him and Hackett never. Well, like they didn't hack it. They didn't come together. They didn't really have a connection like that. But Nathaniel Hackett is actually a really good. He has a great NFL resume. He knows football. He knows things. Just couldn't get it going. So I don't know. You know what I mean? So I'll stick with Denver. But I do see some things going on there. I do see some things there. Nice things.
Yeah, I'm just putting these out there, but I do agree with you there. Denver is going to be a good team. I know that what we saw from the Denver Broncos was a little bit of a hiccup this year, and I just think that Russell needs to understand the playbook, and he needs to be a better teammate, and that's the biggest thing there. But I would say the Arizona, I honestly think that this is
the Cardinals. Okay.
I think the Cardinals are going to have a really good year. It just depends on what coach they're going to get, and that could be Sean Payton. It could be a defensive coach like Red, White, and Bill said. It could be Leslie Frazier that goes over to the Arizona Cardinals or even the Broncos or Panthers. Even though I want to see him in Buffalo, just like him, he said, I don't want to see him leave Buffalo. But I mean, if he gets an opportunity, which is well deserved, and I think that opportunity is going to be the Texans. But if he gets an opportunity, man, I'm looking forward to it, and it's going to be good for him.
I'm with you on the Texans. I can see Frazier on the Texans. I mean, hell, they took Dayball from us. The Giants did. So it wouldn't be the first time. And this coaching staff we have at the Bills is pretty elite. It's pretty cool. But I can see it because Frazier's with defense. The Texas, they usually give me as a mostly defensive team. So I can see him being a good fit there.
Yeah, I agree with you there. Any other coaches on the Buffalo Bills that you think are going to get some opportunities for some head coaching positions besides Leslie Frazier? Do you think maybe Ken Dorsey gets an opportunity or an interview somewhere?
Could be, especially after we hit the Super Bowl. Where after we win the Lombardi, I think they'll definitely be looking out for him, have opportunities for him. hopefully, I would hate to see them go. I would like to see us, continue a run. But yeah, I can see someone looking for Dorsey. I really can. He's done a great job. And we know he's passionate, and I'm just not just talking about him throwing laptops around the booth or not. He definitely has passion on,
Yeah, I agree with you there. Other guys on the roster, I would say in the near future, I would say Chad Hall. I really love him as a wide receivers coach. Good player, as well as maybe Mike Shula having an opportunity for the, he's going to have an opportunity as an offensive coordinator, but I do think that he'll have an opportunity coming up soon too, as well as Joe Brady for the quarterbacks coach of the Bills too. So those are some opportunities as well.
Truth.
But if you have anybody that you think is going to be on there, don't forget to put them in the comments. We would love to hear from you guys.
Yeah. I would like to dig into that a little bit more. I'm also curious to see who will step up. Like after Dayball left, they put Dorsey in that spot. So who already on the Bills roster would kind of step up into that position? We got some good guys.
Completely agree with you, man. Well, guys, don't forget to like and subscribe to us on social media. You can find us on all different platforms, man. You can find us on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and Twitter. And I got to say, Mafia style, man, thank you so much for being on here. Man. I know we said 30 minutes, man, but we went a little bit over.
Of course you did. I ran out of my adult beverage. I'm empty over here. I got to fill it again.
I know, man.
I know. Seeing you here. Oh, it's Black Monday. Now I know why you invited me. I thought you liked me, but it's Black Monday. Get the black guy in here. I get it. I totally get it. But it's great, man. Like, subscribe. I love your website, man. Good job on that. So definitely keep it going, man. And anytime, I'm ready.
Dude, man, I appreciate you, man. It's been incredible to have you on here. We'll definitely have you on more. We got the playoffs coming up, guys. We got the Miami Dolphins and. Anything you want to preview yet, or do you want to sleep on it a little bit more?
All I'm previewing is the Bills win. I mean, the Dolphins coming back into our stadium. I think the fans gonna be ready. I think we're gonna have a more prepared Bills team, and I think we're gonna go win, man.
Yeah, I appreciate it, and I got to give one more shout out to the Red, White, and Bills as well as Nickel City Mafia before we end the show. Great guys there. If you haven't already, don't forget to go out and like and subscribe to Nickel City Mafia, Red, White, and Bills, and Chill Still Bills, man. I'm going to give you the floor to you, brother. Where can we find you at, man?
Chill Still Bills on YouTube. Also have Instagram going. Still website's a little under construction, but we're going to have all the updates on IG. So that's Chill Still Bills. Come out and see us. We're also in the metaverse as well. We're the first Bills backers in the metaverse. So if anybody get down with the virtual reality, come out and see us sometime. We got a lot of great things going.
Yes, sir. I do appreciate it, brother.
Thanks so much, man. Thanks for having me on. Go Bills.
Anytime, man. Go Bills. Let's get in W this week. We're going to move on to the Miami Dolphins game. Don't forget to go over to our website, gobillspodcast.com. You will hear all of our upcoming events that we're going to have with guys like Chill Still Bills, Nickel City Mafia, Red, White, and Bills. We'll have all that information for you in the next day or so. And
we might have to do a 4-way dance, yo. Get Red, White, and Bills in here. Get, what I'm saying, Nickel City in here. Let's all get together. I'll be down for that.
Let's do it, brother. Appreciate you, man.
Right, go 3. As always, magic number, baby.
Exactly, man. Go Bills, and guys, keep DeMar Hamlin in your prayers again, as always. And let's continue to pray for him in his speedy recovery from what has happened last week. As always, go Bills, and we'll see you next time for another edition of the Go Bills podcast.
Nice.